Welcome, my friends, to episode 9 of my tutorial playthrough. In the last episode, we have built ourselves a addition to our mall complex. The production area of the mall complex got finished with the input areas in this side and the production arrays in this side. I started to produce assemblers and some pipes and some steam engines and useful things we might need in the future. Also laboratories, all in small amounts, but we also have now electric miners if we need them. So with these things in my pocket, I'm able to expand further. I also built up myself a little, rudimentary ammo factory, and it's really nothing big. But the biters are already hating my factory a little bit because of the pollution we create. And they are trying to destroy parts of my factory if I don't defend them. Thus, I want to have ammo as soon as possible and turrets as soon as possible. That's why I will start today with the production of a military production facility. This is basically a part of your mall, but because the items I'm crafting there are a little bit different than your mall, and parts of it will be needed later for the science as well. Due to these reasons, I will transport, or much more, relay the military production somewhere else. If you were wondering, I'm right now just waiting for a few gun turrets to get produced so I can defend my mall a little bit better. I'm going to drop down 2 turrets here and 1 here. And we're going to give away some of the precious bullets we have. There we go. Okay, so military tech is pretty easy to produce, and going to reserve a area over here. Later on, we will have more room when the iron patch here got mined away, but for now we have to work with what we have. So I'm going to use some splitter here again, and let's already assume that this will be our main input line of iron, and this here will be our main input line of copper. You can pick up everything on the map you have in your inventory when you hover over it with the mouse cursor and press Q. So with the Q you can pipette your the item you see on the ground. In case you didn't notice that yet, it's a very, very useful and nice tool to get the items on your cursor you actually need. So we're going to get us some materials here. I'm going to pipe that stuff like this for a certain reason that doesn't shine yet, but it's going to explain that later. So we're going to lead the iron plates like this. And for the military production, there's one thing that's a little bit special. We're also going to need a pure input line of coal. So since I'm already having coal on some other spots, how's the power grid? Everything's fine. Going to steal myself some coal from the smelter arrays. They won't notice the amount too much. Smelters are overall quite cost efficient when it comes down to the smeltering process, which means they don't really use huge amounts of coal to get the smeltering done. So I'm not going to touch the array, or much more the miners which supply the power plant, though. As you can see here, these miners are empty now, so we're going to replace them. Well, it's a little bit more difficult by now, but let's do it like that. This is by no means professional or really good. This is just some provisional workaround before I get my hands on the coal production in a more organized way. It's completely okay, in my opinion, to start with a ragtag improvisation base at the beginning, but I always try to keep a larger vision in mind. Like ideas that I want to do differently in the future and stuff like that. And one thing I can't emphasize enough is there's absolutely no need to pressure yourself with this game. It's really complicated. It's one of the most complex games available on Steam right now. The vanilla version alone is quite complex, and wait until you see the mod packs, which just turn this game into a logistical nightmare, or well, it depends on your side of things. For me, I love logistics, and thus I really like it the more complicated it gets. What I'm trying to say here is it's okay if you struggle at the beginning. This game has a pretty steep learning curve with a lot of things. A lot of things look really easy when an experienced player does them, and they are quite fumbly when you don't know the controls that well. I know what I'm talking about. I've been there. So will you. But apart from that, the game is real fun once you get through all of this. And, okay, so now I have the coal as well. Look at that. It's a huge undertaking to get that stuff over here, and it's going to take some time until we get that coal, and possibly I should expand my mining here as well. Come on, let's do that right away. I have a few miners still in the pocket, and I have the slight feeling that these miners will be overstressed with the amount of work I put onto them. And here our iron buffer system is working quite nicely, as you can see. So just something really simple. There we go. So where did I interrupt the power line? Oh, there. Interrupted the whole power line to the steam engines there. Okay. So there's one guy that's struggling to get power. We're going to help him. The easiest way is always to put pipes there and like this. Okay, a few more miners will solve the problem that this flow is a little bit slow, and let's get into the ammo production. Military and ammo production is quite a simple process. It's nothing too special about that. In this facility I want to produce walls as well, so where's the brick line? Didn't I have a brick line as well already, or am I fantasizing here? So there's the stone. No. So far I didn't produce a steady supply of stone bricks yet, so I'll leave that topic a little bit behind for now. So we're going to produce ammo to begin with. Some firearm magazines and shotgun and piercing rounds magazines are what we're going to produce, and grenades. These three items make the core of my military production, but I also want to produce gun turrets and radars for the future. So I'm going to go into Helmod because of the ammo production. That is a little bit of a more tricky thing. So let's get into that. I'm going to compute it by factory, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So to get one factory going, we need that. But as you can see here, whoa. Okay, wait a sec. No. So I forgot to drop turrets here. Oh my, what did they destroy? They destroyed some underground belts. Okay. So you see, there's the immediate punishment if you're derping around with your defenses. Okay, there are. I had already some. So the point where I was getting to was that you can let several red clip factories run with one yellow clip factory. But give me a sec. I need to defend myself here. I don't have any turrets anymore, but, well. The only undefended spot will produce turrets in the future. Oh, well, this... Oh, I need more. I need more! As you can see, we're really under pressure here. So, oops. So here you see even 3, 4... So we can supply 3 red ammo factories with 1 yellow clip factory. That's what I use Helmod really often for. It's those simple calculations. I'm most of the time just too lazy to do them myself, I admit that, but it's the computer age. So Helmod really helps me with calculating these things without breaking my noggin. So we're going to pick up the tools we need. I have the assembling machines. Oh, well, I don't need too much more. Okay. So since these are the main input lines, I'm going to split off the iron plate I need, and yeah. So firearms are a very, very basic product. I'm going to lay it over here. So I'm going to produce the firearms on the magazines over here. This will supply 6 factories, and let's check out the inserter needs we have. So we're going to need a lot of basic inserters for the iron plates. That's why we're going to use blue inserters, but with the output a yellow inserter will be enough. So there it goes. Or well, I don't really know where we're going to lead that actually. So let's plop it down like that, and why is there no power on everything? Shouldn't we have... Oh, they didn't connect with the big one. I see. It looks like they were connected, but it only looked like. Alright. Next up is the piercing rounds magazine. A little bit more complicated in its needs. It wants copper plates and steel plates. But since the steel plate thing is that simple, or no, the steel plate demand is that low, it's just 1 steel plate per production process, I'm going to merge them here and lead them over to the next production step. So there we go. And this will be my ammo production for the moment. The neat thing about this is the way I build it, it is expandable. I just need to add 1 new machine of yellow clips here, and then I can build 3 more factories for the red clips on the other side. So now let's check this out. We're going to check the items per second. The net rate here is on 0, so it means we're inputting the exact amount of yellow clips the machine needs to produce things. And lastly, we're going to see. So we're going to be able to do everything with a long-handed inserter in terms of copper plates, and for the other items, the yellow inserters will be completely enough. So we're going to have input on this side and output on that side. Oops. And of course, every machine needs a red-handed inserter, a long-handed inserter to get its materials from the far side of the belt. Also, I'm going to lead that downwards because the ultimate input will be here. Okay, let's power it up. It's not as smooth as I want it to be, but whatever. Oh, there goes. I like that one. Okay, so with this now, I'm armed with a better amount of ammo. We're producing half a clip per second. That means 30 clips per minute. That's not really a high amount, but it's a beginning. So next up is the grenade. The grenade needs coal and iron plates. So I assume you already figure how it came to the this is the reason why I wanted the coal. Going to split off the iron plates again here to have a separate line for the grenade production. I'm also going to relay the grenade production downwards. No, not downwards. Let's go for something like that. I want to leave a little bit of extra room if I want to go megalomaniac with my ammo production in the future. I don't know what needs will arise, but I do know that I'm out of belts. Okay. But luckily I've set myself up some mall where I can just go and shop happily. And besides that, what do I need? Nothing, it seems. Okay. So this way I'll be able to stock up on ammo as much as I want to. I'm going to stop the production at this point, just to not overstrain my resources right now. And let's go for the next one. I'm going to get these things over here. Another quite simple operation. The recipe of the grenade needs more coal than iron plate, but at the same time, the production time is pretty high, so even a basic inserter would be enough for the 10 coals. Well, we're not going to be able to grab those coals with a basic inserter, but you get the idea. So here goes the same concept. There's the final receiver. And also expandable if necessary. Grenades are a wonderful product and you will want it. Believe me, you will want it. So next up, you see for the military science packs, we're going to need piercing rounds, magazines, and grenades as well. As well as walls. So this is going to be the next projects when we're hitting science. But for today, we're not at the science yet. Next up are the gun turrets. You see, a lot of iron plates and copper plates are needed, and that's why I left the belt here at the last station. And, well, we're going to split off the copper plates, or wait a second, I'm going to split them off down here. It's looking a little bit better, a little bit less crammed. So we're going to, oh well, you know what, I'll just make it like that. So one factory for gun turrets is all I'll need. Going to drop a iron gear wheel factory in between. There we are. Just a simple setup. Power it up real quick. And just one stack. Okay, we get everything we need. Gun turret production is very, very important, and so is a radar production. It's a very similar thing, except for the electronic circuits which are needed. Well, I'm not going to mass produce radars. The thing here is I would need to lay up electronic circuits into this area up here just to produce radars. And the thing is, or no, never mind, I need them for the gates as well. Okay, if it were just for the radars, I wouldn't be too inclined to do that, just because you don't need radars in huge amounts, like ever. Most of the time you just build a radar panel manually and it's fine. Most of the time it's just it's just fine. Okay. Let's, why do I try to not use this gap here? Okay. Okay, the radar panel is safe, you see. I'm going to set up the radar panel production over here because the products we need are so similar that I'm just going to abuse the same factory here. It'll end with a pretty slow production of both machines, but overall I think I'll never need too many of them anyways, so we're going to make it like that, and this'll be all I need. Okay, so now I have weapons at my disposal. I have ammunition, I have turrets, I have radar panels, so we're pretty good to go, don't you think? So it's time to defend our premises a little bit further. So I learned from my mistakes, and this means I'm going to leave a few more turrets everywhere. So you see I'm using the Fill For Me mod, which puts clips automatically into your turrets. That is a modded experience. I want to point it out because if you are wondering if you're playing this on by yourself, it doesn't do that. The mod, all it does is it loads turrets automatically with clips. It's nothing game breaking. It just it doesn't only load ammo into turrets, it also loads fuel into furnaces. A lot of really useful things. Let's handcraft the heavy armor as well. A lot of useful things that I don't feel bad about using. It also opens up a pretty lame strategy to beat biters, but you don't have to use it if you don't like that. But overall, there are a few things in the game that are just not too convenient if you're playing the game and with the vanilla experience. And personally, for me, hand loading turrets and furnaces every time while I have the materials already in my pocket is a very, very exhausting experience. I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. You can take your own. You may take your own opinion on that. Because the thing here is just you can if you have enough turrets in your pocket, you can just plop down a row of turrets, and they will just kill every biter that gets close to your facility, and that's quite easily to be considered lame. Okay, but nevertheless, we're going to set up the last part of the military facility. I just figured I wanted to do that. So we're going to set up a stone mining facility, and here you see a specific problem of Factorio, but I'm not going to get into that too deep here. I want to showcase how you split ore patches easily a little bit more intensely in a other video and not like 20 minutes in. So we're going to lead out a big amount of stones here from this patch, you see. And just like you can smelter plates, you can smelter bricks. So overall, my production line will wander over into this direction there. But differently than the bricks, the plates, I don't have a insane need of bricks. Like, you'll never have that need of bricks in amounts like you will have iron plates or such. That's why I came up with the idea to set up a really small little array for the moment here, getting fed by the other arrays there. And I'm going to output a few bricks into this direction by long-handed inserters. We're going to optimize these little areas here when I'm dismantling the starter base completely, which will be happening during the next or the episode after that, because we're pretty close to not needing the starter base anymore. And this will free up a lot of space and opportunities. So with the bricks, I'm going to let them run... there was some copper ore. I'm going to let them run quite similar, in a quite similar vicinity like the coal there. So let's do a balancer here, making sure that these items are even on the belts. And then I'm going to head over here. So, but as you might have already noticed, my belts are running low. Okay, these are the bricks we're going to need for the gates and the walls, but I want to produce some. Also, I want to have some more belts. So, well, with the military facility running right now, I will have quite soon a pretty big surplus of ammo and turrets. And that's the point where defending this base gets a lot easier. Alright. There we go. Let's lead the bricks alongside with the coal. And as you see, I again leave one square between those two belts, mainly to ensure some easy crossings or other logistic connections if the need ever arises. It's pretty cool to have that. Okay, so stone bricks are needed. There are walls needed for the gates, and apart from that, I didn't need anything else. Okay, let's see. These guys need only stone bricks, these guys need steel plates, and okay. So it turns out I'm going to need steel for the gate production. Well, this is a good spot to get some steel going. So I'm going to split off some steel from here and lead it upwards towards there. There we are. And we're going to... I want to have 2 factories for walls, because obviously you can use a lot of walls if you really want to do a fortress. Walls are pretty big post on your to-do list. Okay, so there go walls. We need electronic circuits as well. Maybe I want to have some electronic circuits over here as well. So just opening up some little ways for my stuff, or much more trying to. but that won't work like I wanted to. Unless we do something like that. You see, that's what happens when your belts are not having much room to work. It's a good example. Here I built everything pretty narrow, and it's where the build hits me, you know? Okay. So, there goes. I'm going to let that run like this. Yeah, that's good. So I can grab the walls with the long-handed inserter and the rest just as needed. Okay. And at the same time, all the walls I don't need are going to get dropped into this box here. There we go. So I'll have the walls as well right next to the gates. That's what I like. Can expand that as well if more walls are needed. So here we go. Did I limit the grenade production? I didn't. Okay, good thing I'll look at that. To put an end to this video, like we're already pretty long in it, I'm going to showcase why I wanted the grenades so much. Grenades are your best go-to item when it comes down to removing forests. Look at that. Right now I still need 2 grenades to clear out a patch of forest, but with this I can clear out the spaces I need to expand my base way easier. And you need them for science as well. Speaking about science, this will be the topic of the next video. So feel free to drop me a comment down below if there are any questions considering the early game military or such. I mean, I didn't produce shotgun shells because I personally don't like them, but I think you get the idea. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys, but I would also love to get some support on this video, be that a like, a share with your friends, or even a subscription to my channel. All of these would be super helpful to me, but mostly I hope you're coming back for more of this tutorial series and you're enjoying your time. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.